There is some good news on the affordability front. Prescription drug prices are plunging, down 3.1% from last year. That's the biggest annual decline in more than 60 years. And now the White House is taking a victory lap, crediting President Trump's deals with Big Pharma that cut cash prices for GLP-1s and expanded Medicare access. Also, Trump RX is connecting patients with discounted cash prices for certain drugs. So this is definitely a step in the right direction. And I know that we haven't seen any decline in a very long time, Liz, but I wouldn't call 3.1%, a super plunge. There's more work to be done here.
Well, the good news is it's lower, and that's in contrast to most years where it goes up. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, probably it's 3.1 down, but it could have been up 3.1.
Right, it's like real wages.
Yeah, it's a pretty good deal. I think people forget, in December last year, President Trump invited, in air quotes, all the company CEOs to come to the White House, and he basically bartered exemption from tariffs for making deals with Medicare and charging lower prices. Good for him. I mean, I think the message to voters that I think really resonated was that other countries are paying more for drugs that we innovate and we produce. Right. Why is that? And that
simply
really
because they were saying that's what we're paying, and they were getting away with it.
And because their version of Medicare was saying, we're not going to pay what you're asking. So it did seem unbelievably unfair that Americans were shouldering the burden for high prices or for lower prices and subsidies everywhere else. I think this is great. I think obviously there's also generic churn. I don't know how much now generic drugs are flooding the market compared to a year ago, 10 years ago. I have no idea. But look, this is something that the Trump administration, I think, can take credit for. Boy, is it a need to go out and talk about affordability and something they have proactively done to create better cost of living for people. So kudos to the White House. I hope they get the message out.
Okay, so I think they're working on the messaging, but a lot is still desired in the messaging aspect. Even when you get this message out, big beautiful bill, tax cuts, prescription drug prices are lower, you've still got these DSA people spinning the story, talking about housing, sinking their teeth into the things that haven't necessarily seen movement that you want them to see. And then it ends up sort of discounting all of this.
Well, I mean, they're the ones who are going to look at this and say that we need Medicare for all. And they're going to forget about the fact that we saw the first decline or the record decline in drug prices. And they're going to say, we just need the government to do all of this. The story of this thing, as I understand it, look, I haven't been to Trump RX. I don't consume a lot of pharmaceuticals, so I don't know the market that well. But the beauty of Trump RX is it tells you what you're going to pay, and it makes it super transparent. And that's how all markets work. When you know the price and what you're going to pay, you can make decisions. And another thing I don't know that much about, but I do understand the competition for these GLP-1s is enormous. Like every month, we're reporting on some new move on pricing or dosage or how you do this that these companies are competing over. So if you want to understand how do you get the price of something down, you make the price clear and you let people compete. That is antithetical. It is opposite of Medicare for all. Medicare for all reduces all competition, and you have no idea what you're paying for anything. So the choice here is pretty clear. The DSA guys are all for the thing that would reverse the decline we saw last month.
And the GLP-1, and we've talked about it, people are not using those drugs. In the vast majority, I would argue, are not using them for vanity. And we have yet to see the weight loss and the manage of weight-related illnesses that translate into the overall health care costs that the nation is burdened with. That you are potentially looking at a nation that is healthier, that doesn't have diabetes, type 2 diabetes as they're getting older, or heart disease. And so it is unbelievable what those drugs, like in terms of, you want to talk about not just the pharmaceutical prescription drug costs going down, but the overall health care costs for the nation dropping, if people truly are healthier.
Yeah.
One other thing about the Medicare for All, I said this on Bottom Line yesterday, always say it. Medicare for All means you lose your private health insurance. You will not have private health insurance. You will hand over your insurance and control of it and your choice to pick your socialist,
Mandated, yeah.
pick your commie, because that's what happens. Right. And when you have, what ends up happening is, because they promise that it's going to lower health, it's cheaper. I heard, who said that? Ro Khanna said that the other day, I think. He said, oh, Medicare for All is actually cheaper. Okay, so we're going to get the same amount, we're going to have this same amount of health care that I get currently. Oh, really? So then how is it automatically cheaper? Well, because they're going to reduce our consumption of it. They're going to constrain.
Right. They're going to ration it.
They're going to ration it.
That's right.
Exactly.
And that's what every other country has done.
Cheaper.
That's what every country has done, and that's why people are furious in the UK right now,
so and
France and elsewhere.
So you know who gets to keep their private health care? Rich people.
Right, because they can pay full price, and they're not relying on insurance. Lydia, quick in the last minute, when somebody like AOC says that we all have a right to health care, we don't have a constitutional right to health care. She's talking about a moral right to a certain degree, but you can't upend the whole system when the majority of people are happy with their health care. They tried to do this with Obamacare and already degraded it from there. I think you would have a mutiny in this country if everybody lost their private insurance that has it and didn't have access to the doctors and have some choice within the system. So having said that, they're honing in on flipping the system upside down to try to fix a small problem that their Obamacare never fixed.
Yeah, and remember under Obamacare, they even made the promise, President Obama did, that if you wanted to keep your doctor, you could keep your doctor, and what a broken promise that ended up being. I think this bringing down the cost of these prescription drugs is such a tremendous success that can't be celebrated enough, but I think unfortunately when it comes to the politics of the matter, it's not going to resonate with the people that are considering voting for the socialist candidate. People that are voting for the socialists are inherently young. They're not dependent. They're not dependent on these pharmaceutical drugs like an older population will be or is, and will necessarily understand what this actually means. According to KFF's survey, there are 4 in 10 people that said last year they hadn't taken medications that were prescribed to them because of the cost. What I think the task before the Trump administration is, as they're bringing these healthcare costs down, find those people now that are actually able to afford their medications that maybe weren't able to before, and put them on a pedestal and highlight the real world life-saving benefits that this is having for people, and try to reach the socialists that maybe are too privileged to have to know what that might feel like.
They want to push Granny off the cliff.
Oh, yeah. Medicare for All means, that means tackling Medicare as we know it, and rationing the supply of that. Yeah. Wait until the older people get wind of it.
But Dagen's, your comment about the overall health of the country getting better, nothing could be more important to our fiscal outlook.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously humanitarian also, but it's a big deal in terms of cost.